When you're ready to transition from the classroom and move into leadership, or you're ready to do something completely new within the educational field, you must have a standout cover letter to get noticed and get the job of your dreams. Today, I'm going to give you 6 tips to have a standout cover letter when you're ready to make a transition from the classroom into a different role. Are you stressed and anxious at school and feel like you want to throw in the towel and become a park ranger, a basket weaver, or anything at all that isn't in education? Or are you just ready to move into a different type of job in education? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to work from home or own your own business and own your own time, but don't know what to do or how to do it. Welcome to Empowered Educator. Maybe you're ready to leave your classroom job and move into administration. Maybe you want to leave public education completely and pursue a career that keeps you in the field of education, but is different than what you're doing now. Maybe you just want to make more money or work from home, but you're just not sure about the options that are out there. Hey friend, I'm Melinda, an educator, entrepreneur, coffee, and Jesus lover. When it was time for me to leave the classroom and pursue something different, something more, I knew it completely, and I had no doubt that God was telling me to move forward and to trust Him. And now my mission is to empower you to dig deep and know what options are available for teachers ready to transition from the classroom, educators ready to try something different, and educators ready to retire and pursue that second career. Imagine working in a career that sets your soul on fire, or working from home in a career you love, and scheduling your entire day your way. If you're ready to make that change and pursue a different path in your educational career, then you're in the right place. Friend, let me show you how to make a change in your life and pursue your true passions with a position that you love while using your God-given gifts and talents to persevere toward your personal and professional goals. So grab your coffee or tea, your notebook and pen, and relax in your favorite spot. Friend, it's time to dig deep, take notes, and grow yourself and choose your next career path. Hey friends, happy Friday. I hope you're having an amazing week so far and that you are wrapping things up, getting prepared to go into the holiday weekend and getting ready to enjoy maybe some downtime. I know that a lot of schools are finishing up summer school and everybody's going to get a little bit of a break. Today is my official last day at my job, and I am going to be working from home now, doing some different things. Some of those things are going to be in the educational field, while others are going to be outside of the educational field. And I am super excited about everything that God's got in store for me. And I hope He's got some great things in store for you. I know He does. And along with that, we have to think about how to prepare for those next steps. And when you're thinking about those next steps, one of the most important steps that you can do is to have a well-crafted cover letter. And today I'm going to give you some tips on how to do just that. So let's get started. Your resume is intended to lay out the facts about your skills and work history, but your cover letter is meant to convey who you are in a professional story. It's how you will highlight your qualifications more warmly than a resume does. You always want to convey who you are in the most warm and personable way that you can when you are trying to get that amazing job that you're seeking. Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." God is giving you strength right now to do whatever it is that you want to do in the next phase of your career, whether that be apply for another job and move into leadership, or completely change what you're doing and move out of public education or charter education and into something a little different, but still within the educational field. Whatever it is, he wants you to do your best, and he's going to give you the strength and the knowledge and the tools to do so. Today, I have 6 tips on how to write a standout cover letter if you are ready to either change careers or change jobs. So let's get started. Tip number 1, research. You are going to want to do a really thorough research of the company or school where you have decided that you would like to work. And even if it's your own school where you've worked for many years, you may want to do a little bit of research on the website just to get familiar with some different aspects that you may not already be familiar with, especially if the job may be in a different building where you've never worked before or you're not as familiar with that building. If it's an educational company, you may realize it's not necessarily a good fit for you if you check out the website first. But if you do, you need to know about the company before you ever even apply, because they may be asking you questions that you need to know specific information for. You also want to look at the job description and see exactly what they're looking for so you know if you're qualified. Remember, however, they are looking for the shiniest star out there. So they are going to list every single possible thing that they want in a person. But very few people are able to fit every single qualification or fill all of those qualifications that they're looking for. So even if you don't have all of the qualifications, that's okay, as long as you fit the exact things that they're looking for as far as maybe your degree or some of those specific skills that you can't just learn on the job. You also need to know who you're writing your letter to. Is the contact person maybe just the hiring manager, or is it the company owner? Or if you're in education and you're looking for a new position within a new school, who exactly are you writing to? It's different in rural schools than it's going to be in urban or suburban schools, because there are hiring managers, there are assistant superintendents of HR that you may be writing to specifically, or there may be department assistant superintendents that you're writing to specifically. So make sure you know exactly who to address that letter to and direct it to them. Number 2, write a new letter for each job. It's okay to have a template. When I was applying for teaching jobs, I had a specific template. It had a lot of the same wording. My skills were highlighted, my past jobs, that kind of thing. Not exactly my jobs, but the skills and the things that I did at those jobs. But I made sure that I knew exactly what the title of the job was so I could reference that. I also looked for specific wording within the job description so I could add that to my cover letter. And if they have multiple jobs, as in schools sometimes do for teaching jobs, you want to make sure that you are directing it for the specific job you're applying for. So you're going to want to state that in the very first line. Sometimes if you're applying online, you don't have a lot of room to waste words. So make sure that you are using succinct and concise wording so you don't waste space and waste their time. There's no room for fluff in a cover letter. Number 3, use strong language. Again, don't waste words. No fluff in here, and use active rather than passive voice. Active voice asserts that the person or thing represented by the grammatical subject performs the action represented by the verb. So active voice would be, Mel applied for the job. Passive voice makes the subject, the person or thing acted on or affected by the action represented by the verb. So example, the cover letter was written by Mel. And you can Google active and passive voice to get a better or more clear picture than what I just gave you. Use present or future tense when you're talking in your letter. Remember, your resume is going to tell everything you've already done. We want to know, how can you use what you've already done in the past right now, or for me tomorrow or next week or in the future? So always think of your wording or your grammar as present or future tense. Equate it. How can I help you right now or coming soon? Let me give you an example. Here is a past tense. I was an instructional coach at the elementary and middle school levels, and I provided real-time feedback about their teaching. Or I could say in a present tense, or future tense, as an instructional coach in middle school, I will grow teachers' instructional skills by providing real-time feedback. So the second example is very actionable. It is what I can do for you right now. The other one just tells what I've already done for someone else. They don't care what you've done for someone else. They want to know, what can you do for me right now if you get this job? And be enthusiastic. Even though it's a written word, you can still come across enthusiastic by choosing specific key words. Number 4, emphasize the qualities that fit the job description. When you are applying for a job, you need to read over the job description thoroughly, and you need to pick out key phrases and key words to put in not only your cover letter, but your resume, which we'll talk about resumes in a future episode. But make sure you are using the exact language and exact wording that they are looking for, because that is going to fit what they are seeking. And if they're using an applicant tracking system, it's going to kick out your resume if you don't have a lot of those specific keywords and keyword phrases in your resume and cover letter. Let me give you an example. A job called Senior Instructional Specialist. Make sure that you have that specific name in your cover letter in the very first line. So you're reading through the job description, and part of it, that one section is about coaching. So one of the things that it says is coach a range of leaders, including chief academic officers, directors of literacy, principals, and instructional coaches to implement adjustments to the reading ecosystem and to implement the literacy plan to achieve breakthrough results for students. Big, long, wordy stuff. But what I want to do as an applicant writing my cover letter is I want to pull out those key phrases like coach a range of leaders, something about principals, instructional coaches to implement adjustments. Those are the phrases and words that I want to pull out and stick in my cover letter. Make sure it's things that you can do. You want to highlight your skills that match the job description specifically. Number 5, be succinct and professional. Keep it to one page. They're not looking for a book. You just need to highlight your stuff, get it in there very succinctly. Remember, this is not a BS session. Get to the point. You only have one page. Part of that page is taken up with your greeting and your closing and all of the other things. So make sure that you are very succinct. Look over it for typos. Number 6, speaking of typos, have a proofreader. We think faster than we type or write a lot of times. And so what's in our head isn't necessarily what's coming out of our fingers and into the keyboard onto the paper. And so sometimes you miss a word or your sentence doesn't make sense. And you can read through it yourself, but you also know what it says. So make sure that you have someone look it over for you so they can catch any grammatical errors that you have, any sentences that don't make sense. They can catch those typos. Of course, when you're typing on a computer, it's going to catch a lot of that, but sometimes it doesn't. It'll be a correct word. The word will be spelled correctly, but it doesn't necessarily fit the sentence, or it'll be the wrong form of the word, and your computer program may not catch that. Let's recap, my friends. Number 1, research the company that you are wanting to work for. Number 2, write a new letter for each job. Remember, you can have a template, but be very specific and direct your letter to that specific job. Number 3, use strong language. Number 4, emphasize the qualities that fit the job description. Number 5, be succinct and professional. Number 6, I think I said number 5 a minute ago. We're on number 6 now. Again, I think I really need another cup of coffee. Number 6, have a proofreader. And if you want to get crystal clear on God's plan for you in this next phase of life and where your career should be going or what you should be doing for your career, remember, I created the Career Clarity Blueprint where your confidence, passion, and purpose merge. And this is a coaching program where I teach you how to get unstuck and clarify your spiritual gifts and talents. identify your passions or your interest areas, and claim your new career. You can contact me through email, and I will always have my email linked in the show notes for you. So reach out to me. Let's help you build your confidence and your clarity. And you can email me again at melvandevort@gmail.com. It'll be in the show notes. And get your career clarity empowerment hour scheduled today. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave me a 5-star rating and a review. That way I know which content that you enjoy, and it helps me to grow the show. And be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I hope today's show was a blessing to you as you continue on your path toward everything that God has in store for you, for your life and your career. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his face shine upon you, and may he be gracious to you. May he lift you up and give you peace. Have a great day, my friends.